Welcome to our English lesson. Today you will improve both your English and your speaking with this video.
Once upon a time, there was a child who used to visit his grandfather during his summer holidays. The child would play with his grandpa all the time. One day he said to his grandpa, "When I grow up, I want to become a successful man. Can you tell me some ways to be successful?" The grandfather nodded and took the boy with him to a nearby nursery. From the nursery, the grandfather bought 2 small plants and came back home. Then he planted one plant in a pot and kept it inside the house while he planted another one outside the house. "What do you think? Which of these 2 plants will grow better in the future?" the grandfather asked the boy. The boy thought for some time and then said,
The plant inside the house will grow better because it is safe from every danger, while the plant outside is at risk of many things like strong sunlight, storms, animals, etc.
The grandfather smiled and said, "Let's see what happens in the future." After 4 years, the boy came to visit his grandfather again. When the boy saw his grandfather, he said,
Grandpa, last time I asked you some ways to be successful, but you did not tell me anything. But this time, you have to tell me.
Grandfather smiled and said, "Sure, but first, let's take a look at the plants that we bought a few years back." Saying this, the grandfather took the boy to a place where he had planted a small plant in a pot. They saw that the plant had turned into a tree. Then he took the boy to look at the plant which they had planted outside. There, they saw that a huge tree stood. Its branches spread far and wide, providing shade to passers-by. Now the grandfather looked at the boy and asked, "Tell me, which plant grew more? Which is more successful?" The boy replied,
The one we planted outside. But Grandpa, how is this possible? That plant must have faced so many dangers, yet it grew so big.
Grandfather smiled and said, "Yes, plants outside had to face many things, but dealing with problems had its benefits too." Plants outside had the freedom to spread their roots as much as they wanted. Problems like storms made its roots stronger. Today, it is so strong that a small storm cannot cause any harm to it. Son, what I am about to tell you, always remember it. Then you will be successful in whatever you do in life. If you always make comfortable choices, then you will not be able to grow. If you are ready to face this world despite all the dangers, then no goal is impossible for you to achieve. Never think of problems as hurdles, but think of them as steps towards success.